A plate is acted upon by three forces. Okay, three forces and two couples. Three forces means 1.5 newton one force, 2 kilonewton and 3 kilonewton is the three forces, and two couples 100 newton meter and 80 newton meter is another two couples as shown in figure. Okay, three forces and two couples. Determine the resultant of forces force couple system, and find coordinates x of the point on the x axis through which the resultant is passed. Okay, so this problem we want to find the sum of resultant forces. Okay, resultant forces theta. Okay, resultant forces theta. Okay, next x and y. Okay, x and y distance of resultant forces acting. Okay, okay, first one is want to find the resultant force of these forces and the angle of this reacting resultant forces and the distance of resultant forces from x and y axis, y distance. Okay, so the first one is to find the sum of horizontal forces. Okay, sum of horizontal forces, sum of f of x equal to 0. So sum of f of x is equal to, is the forward force is positive, forward is positive. Okay, backward is forward and upward. Okay, upward is positive, downward and backward is negative one. Okay, negative sign. Okay, is a positive one. So here one point of is forward is a positive one, another one is 3 kilonewton, is the backward is a negative one. So 1.5 minus 3, so is equal to minus 1.5 kilonewton. Then sum of vertical forces equal to 0. So vertical forces only minus 2, this is the downward forces 2 kilonewton is the negative sign, so minus 2 kilonewton. So only one, so totally three forces. Okay, downward force is only 2 kilonewton is downward, so negative sign. Okay, then next we want to find the resultant force of the this particular plate. Okay, the plate, the resultant force is formula is r equal to root of sum of f of x whole square plus sum of f of y whole square. So sum of f of x is equal to minus 1.5 whole square plus minus 2 whole square. Resultant force is 2.5 kilonewton. Okay, then next to find the angle of that resultant force acting, the theta is equal to tan inverse of sum of, okay, f of y sum of f of x is formula. Theta is equal to tan inverse of minus f of y is equal to minus 2, f of x is minus 1.5. So the angle of inclination of the resultant force is 53.13 angle. Okay, degree, 53.13 degree. Okay, the reacting of resultant force. Then next we want to find the distance of resultant force acting. Okay, this resultant forces, we want to take is the moment or the point O. So take moment about point O, this is the point O point, so this is x axis and y axis. Okay, here take moment about point O, here clockwise. Okay, so clockwise is negative 1. Okay, here clockwise is negative sign. Okay, anti-clockwise is positive 1. Okay, here first one is 3 kilonewton, this is the anti-clockwise direction. So here rotating in, so moment is force into perpendicular distance. Here force is 3, is perpendicular distance is 300 mm, 300 mm. So is the anti-clockwise direction. So my 3 into 0.3 in terms of meter, so 3 into 0.3. So next one is 0.2, sorry 2 kilonewton is acting in the clockwise direction. Okay, is the clockwise direction is negative, is the positive one. Here 3 kilonewton is a positive one, is in clockwise is negative one. 2 into force is 2, perpendicular distance is here 400 plus 100, this is equal to 500 mm. So in terms of meter, so is a 0.5. Then next 1.5 force is 1.5, this is also clockwise direction. Okay, is the negative sign. 1.5 into the perpendicular distance is 200, so in terms of meter is the 0.2. Okay, is the 0.2, 1.5 into 0.2. So another is the forces, another two couples in acting in the plate. So this which is 100 newton meter, another one is 80 newton meter. This is also clockwise. Okay, this is also clockwise, this is also clockwise. Okay, both are couples are acting in clockwise direction, so negative signs. So 100 newton meter, okay, 100 newton meters in terms of meter, point 1. So another one is minus 0.081, so totally 5. So 3 forces and 2 couples, so totally 5 couples. So 3 into zero point 0.3 is zero point 0.9, 2 into zero point 0.5 1, 1.5 into zero point 0.2 zero point 0.3, so 1 point 0.1 minus 0.18. So moment of forces, okay, moment acting at point O is minus 0.58 kilonewton meter. So is otherwise 0.58 kilonewton meter for clockwise direction. So negative sign indicate for the clockwise direction. So couple acting in the form of clockwise direction. So okay, is the moment. So next we want to find the that moment of forces, okay, that resultant force acting point, okay, acting distance, okay, from point O. Okay, so x, the formula is x is equal to moment divided by sum of f of x. Moment is 0.58 divided by 2, so x equal to 0.29 meter or 290 mm. Okay, then next is y, distance, moment of about point O divided by sum of f of I is equal to 0.58 divided by 1.5. Sum of f of I forces is 1.5. So y is equal to 0.38 meter or 387 mm. Okay, this is the force, okay, moment of forces acting from point of x and y distance. This is the resultant force f of f of x. Resultant force is negative sign, so then backward, so f of y also, this is also minus 1.5, this is also minus 2. So is the backward negative sign indicate backwards is 0 comma 0, coordinates is 0 comma 0, so negative sign indicate the backward. The another one is the f of I is also negative one, so is the downward one, okay, indicated for downward. So resultant force acting, or this is angle of resultant force is 53.13, okay, 13. So x distance is 290, around 290. So y distance is 387, okay, around 387. Okay, this is distance is indicating. Okay, so coordinates of resultant forces passes, okay, resultant forces passes is the distance of from x is 290 and y distance is 387. Okay, thank you.